What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets checking back in. We got the Honda Classic breakdown this week with my guy at Teaser Nation. How are we feeling tonight, Teaser?
I'm feeling good, man. Let's hope for a good week this week for the Honda Classic.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Oh yeah. If you guys tuned in last week, you got a little bonus play. We picked on Brooks Koepka last week to miss the cut. It was like plus 230. That was a nice little personal play, little stream play we threw out at you guys. Kind of just thought about it on the stream live, which is pretty cool to see. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. We will be here until about 8 o'clock, and we'll answer anything you guys have. We'll go over outrights. We'll go over top 20s, top 40s, and then we'll go to the DFS landscape. Tell you guys who our favorite plays are, some value plays, and guys to pretty much avoid. So let's recap the Genesis Invitational. Last week, we almost had Hovland for the outright. We almost had 2 weeks in a row with an outright winner, but Neiman absolutely crushed it in the first couple rounds and pretty much smoked the rest of the competition. But we had a nice top 20 finish and top 40s as well. Ended up close to 2 units in profit, which is always nice to see on a weekly basis for Golf DFS. How'd you end up last week, Teaser?
Yeah, this really pissed me off this tournament. I mean, we had a couple top 20s, Cam Smith and Will Zalatoris fall out of the top 20. On like the last 4 holes, I think Zalatoris double bogeyed one, fell to like 26, so that was cool. The only really good hit I had was Cameron Young top 40. That was solid. Dustin Johnson, he just shit the bed. I don't know what he was doing out there. We're both pissed about that one, but yeah, it wasn't that great of a week. I think I lost like 4 units, so it wasn't that great, but hoping to bounce back this week. I think we've got a couple good guys. I think we have potential for an outright this week. I think
so too. No, and we always share at least one DFS lineup in the free Discord. If you guys want to join, hit the link in the Twitch home description, or go to my link tree on Twitter and hop right in. But we were live last week, and we were like, I said, okay, I'm either going to go Dustin Johnson or Rory in one of these lineups. In the majority of the lineups, I'll do one or the other. And sure as shit, the one that I gave to the Discord, I had Dustin Johnson instead of Rory, and absolutely, if it had Rory, we would have cashed even bigger. We ended up cashing still in a single entry lineup, but man, I was pissed at myself. We were actually in Scottsdale last weekend, and I was like, how the hell? I was watching Rory on Sunday, and how the hell did DJ miss the cut? I'll never know.
Imagine if you had Rory though, because we had Cam Young in every lineup. Yep. I mean, he kind of carried it.
Oh yeah, Cam Young. He was 2% owned. Teaser absolutely crushed that pick last week, and now you see the rise from 6,700. Now he's all the way up to 8,700 or 8,600 on DFS with a projected ownership of like 10% plus. So we were on Cam Young early and often. We will probably sell from this week just because of the high ownership and a lot of the different factors of this course. But let's dive in. We've got Joey Pipes in the chat. What's up, buddy? DFS is fun this week. Pick guys you like and hope they don't hit it in the water. Yeah, exactly. There's so much freaking water on this course. So if you guys don't know much about this course, it is very, very difficult. It's not going to be minus 20 that wins this. It's going to be usually anywhere between -7, minus 13-ish, somewhere around in there. It's going to be a little bit tougher, than what we got. First time we're going to the Florida swing here, get off the West Coast. So if you want to dive into the model here, Teaser, and let us know who you are on this week.
Yeah, so I'm starting with outrights, I guess. I'm going actually. Usually I do only 3 to 4, but I'm going to go with 6 this week. Obviously smaller units because, like Joey said, I mean, shit, it's 15 out of 18 holes have water in them, or have water on them, and usually the cut line range is like 2 over to 5 over. So it's some carnage out there. But so where I'm starting my outright card is on Sung Jae. I usually don't bet the favorite. He's 12 to 1. unless it's Rom at a major or I guess here this week. I mean, what's not to like about Sungjae this week? He won here before. I mean, it's literally the perfect course fit for him. He hits like that little 1 yard fade. That's gonna be good this week. Doesn't really hit it offline too much. He's really consistent. Great ball striker. So I'm gonna start my outright card with him. Um, this next guy, not much to say about him. He's just Mr. Florida, Billy Horschel. I mean, he loves everything Florida. He loves Bermuda green, so we're gonna have to put him on the card at 20-1. And then I'm kind of getting into the long shot range with these last four. Both Brian Harmon at 45-1. Let's see. Last year he was 14th in scrambling, 27th in bogey avoidance on the PGA Tour. So this week a key stat for me is bogey avoidance. Obviously because there's a lot of water. So also a good comp course to PGA National is TPC Sawgrass. So he did play well at Sawgrass the past 2 years. I think he had a tied for 3 last year and a tied for 8th the year before. And obviously TPC Sawgrass has a lot of water and hazards as well. So it's a great comp to look at. Then I'm going to go to Mackenzie Hughes 50-1. He's really a machine in difficult scoring conditions. He always plays well at majors. This is kind of like a major setup, so I think he plays well. He's also going to chip a few in for you here and there, so I like him this week. And then I'll finish off with my last two. I'm going to go Chris Kirk at 70-1. I think last year he was second on tour in bogey avoidance, so that's another guy I'm targeting there, kind of just to keep it out of the water. And then the big play of the week I got on Monday, Hudson Swafford, 150-1. He's actually a pretty solid ball striker. Some people probably wouldn't even think that. He's also first in his last 50 rounds in proximity from 175 to 200. So that's a couple reasons why I like him at that number. He went down to 101, so I really beat the line by 50 there. And he's also a great putter. So, yeah, those are the 6 I have. If you want to give yours out, I think we're on a couple together. But
yeah, so I'm on a lot of those. A couple of those guys are on my top 20 and my top 40 card. So if you don't want to take the outright, I still believe that they finish pretty high up on the leaderboard. One of those guys I'll take right now. I'll tell you guys is Mackenzie Hughes. He's taking outright. Teaser's taking his outright. I'm taking his top 20 plus 150. So solid value there. I'm going to go 1 unit there. He's going to be a building block for my DFS lineups. Mackenzie Hughes should play well on this golf course. Should be up there at the top of the leaderboards when it comes to Sunday. Really, really like what I see from him. And the other one was Chris Kirk. A very, very cheap piece this week. Not cheap, very, very cheap, but he's a value play in my opinion. And you can go. I went top 40 at plus 110, 1 unit. I'm going to go plus 110 with Kirk. And I go a little bit more conservative when it comes to golf betting than teaser with the outrights. You can bet those small. Right. I'd rather go a full unit and trust the models that I'm seeing throughout the DFS community and go with Chris Kirk this week at plus 110. And this, so my outrights, I got 3 of them. One of them that will mimic teaser is Billy Horschel at plus 1800. Absolutely dominates Florida courses. He should be at least top 5, top 10 if you want to go that route. I'm gonna stick here with his outright. And then one guy that I truly like, and I think a lot of people are on him this week just because he plays so well in windy conditions on Bermuda grass, everything. Shane Lowry at plus 2200. I still think it's a pretty good value there. But he is going to be pretty because of popularity if you're going to play him in DFS. But I'm going to go with his plus 2200. And then I'm going to go with my boy Mito at plus 4,000. So don't know how to say his last name. But he's very, very popular. If you go to a lot of DFS sites, he's going to be up there at the top of their models. So I said, why not take a stab at plus 4,000? Those are going to be all 0.2 units. I only take outrights 0.2 units. So my one, if you're 100 unit better, put $20 on all 3 of those outrights or whatnot. So Joey Pipes, Berger interview today was telling. Course is firm and faster than usual. He grew up 15 minutes from the course, so he knows how the sucker plays. I'm ready for some carnage. um, I, and speaking of Berger, that's one guy that's kind of a wild card this year because of this back. You see in the model
Right.
here, he ranks as the number one guy. If we go to Fantasy Labs, he's up here. He's
Right.
still up. He's top 10. Do you have any love for Daniel Berger this week, Teaser?
So yeah, based on the model too, that's past 50 rounds. So that's basically dating back to last year since we're not like fully into the
Mm-hmm.
season yet. But yeah, I'm gonna stay away. I faded him 2 weeks ago and I made a lot of money off of it with tourney matchups. He missed the cut at the waste management. You just don't know like how his back is. He took last week off because of
Yep.
it. I mean, I'm the only thing I'm doing with him this week is taking Sungjae over Burger. That's really it. I'm just gonna stay away as a whole.
Yeah.
Besides that, you just gotta see. Like I'm not gonna be mad if I miss out on him. So
Yeah. And it's not. I mean, if I have him in my DFS player pool, I'm playing him pretty softly. What's his projected ownership is close to 20%. There's a lot of familiarity with the course. That's why a lot of people are going with him. If that back flares up, I mean, I don't want to be one of those. I think it's lay away. Lay off at the 20%. If it was lower ownership and you're kind of projecting him to be a little bit lower, and you see the upside there, like we're going to get into some of these guys. I'm probably going to fade. I'm going to fade Berger in that essence right there, just because he is popular and he's pretty damn big wild card in my opinion. So. And then Joey Pipes also says Lowry, my favorite play of the week. Love me some Mito. He is peaking at the right time. If you look at his form, I do like the way Mito is playing. I was on him, I think, 2 or 3 tournaments ago, and I think he ended up missing the cut or being right around there. We didn't do too much for me. But Lowry screams at me this week. I agree with you, Joey. It's just one of those guys that just plays well when it's hard to play, and it gets down and gritty for him. And I do have one crazy play. Not even crazy. It's just nobody's talking about him whatsoever. And I'll save that for a little bit before we get going through the DFS show, DFS portion of it. So I'll give you about 5 or 10 minutes or so. But it's one that Teaser's jaw dropped when I said it before the show. So I'll get into that. But any other outrights or any other placements you wanna dive into real quick?
yeah, I kind of touched on all the outrights. Also going on Lowry there, I agree with you guys. I want to. It's just I don't know why. I just can't get on him this week. I don't know why, but I do like the play. He didn't make the card, but I mean, it'll probably come back to bite me. So hoping the best from Lowry for you. But for a couple placements, I did Hudson Swafford top 40. I think it's like plus 200, which is just insane value on Hudson. I did Sam Ryder top 40 as well. He's actually coming into really good form. I think last year he had an 8th year, which is pretty impressive. I think, waste management, he actually played pretty well. He had that insane hole-in-one where everyone went like crazy at 16.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's really coming into good form. That's a great value there at plus 150. And then I'm also on Mackenzie Hughes with you, top 20. And then another guy who hasn't been talked about as much, Aaron Rye, great young talent. I got him plus 350, which is kind of insane value as well at top 20. So I think he plays. He's a great ball striker. He's English, so he plays in the windy conditions. If we're gonna do that with Lowry as well, but because everyone's talking about it, but top 20 for him as well. And then lastly, Denny McCarthy. At plus 250. He's always been one of the best putters on the PGA Tour, so I'm just hoping he can kind of link that with a ball striking week. And he has potential to win, out here. So I think this course, he's played well here before. So we'll see if he can, hit a couple ball strike it well this week. So that's what I have for placements.
And another I guess expensive guy that we haven't talked about yet is Louis. Stenson. What do you think about him this week, Teaser?
Yeah, I'm not. What's he like? 16-1 now on DraftKings? I don't even know. I think he's like 14-1 on my site. I'm just never taking Louis at that price.
1600.
the lowest I'll ever take Louis is like 30-1 at a major. Maybe I think he usually gets down to like 25-1 at a major. He may even be less this year at majors, but um, yeah, the only thing I'm doing is taking him over Neiman in a tourney matchup. I'm really staying away from. I wouldn't hate a top 10.
Mhm.
I don't know what his top 10 is. Maybe
Plus
uh,
190 for his top 10.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I like that number as much, but I can see him getting a top 10. I mean, that's what I would play if I'm taking
Right.
Louis. I mean, I'm not going to take a guy who hasn't won on U.S. soil, So
Yeah.
that's why I'm a little sketchy of Lowry, even though I do like him this week. They only won the Open in their home country, or Shane Lowry did. So I just want to see them do it first.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel. How about you?
Uh, he might be in my player pool for DFS, but I more than likely going to lay off of him. But if I might have a little bit, nothing betting wise, but I could potentially throw him in my player pool for a little bit here and there.
I would say, yeah, matchups would be best to take him in, and I would say first round leader you can maybe take a stab at for Louis.
What
So
was that one?
that's a two I would be eyeing.
That is plus 3,500. This would be around one
Yeah,
leader.
I like that one.
Joey Pipe says you play. You're gonna play Hendrik Stenson, aren't you, Dot? No.
No way.
I mean, how can you? I mean, if this was 4 or 5 years ago and he was striking the ball like a madman,
Yeah,
then yeah, he's a no-brainer. But
yeah.
I've been off of Hendrik Stenson for a while. He just hit a wall where he just could not play the game of golf at an elite level anymore. So maybe he projects well here because he's a good ball striker. But I'm going to lay off of him. Joey, let me know if you are on him this week, Joey. But let me know about that. But no, I'm going to be off of Hendrick myself. I'm just going to take a little snapshot of the last tournament here at the Honda Classic, and just look at the names at the leaderboard, at the top of the leaderboard. It's a very wide open tournament. You got Matt Jones who won, Haggy, Henley, McCarthy, CT Pan, Seifert, Steele, Hadwin, and there's Sunjay M. So he plays this course fairly well. Got off to a nice start, tail at the finish there. But, there's just a lot of randomness at this course because you have to hit every shot with accuracy, and you got to know how to play it. So,
And there's Brendan Steele.
yeah, and then Brendan Steele, yeah, exactly. It's just a wide open tournament, so don't be afraid to take some crazy outrights like Teaser has done. If you want to be a little bit more safe, you guys can go top 20, top 40 route with those particular guys. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions in regards to outrights, betting, matchups, anything like that. I will say this is my hot take of the week, and I have no idea where this came from. It literally came to me before stream. Me and Teaser were talking, and I'm like, who's nobody is talking about this week? Nobody at all. And that is Patrick Reed. I know some of you guys might turn the damn stream off, but just hear me out. Look at his last couple game logs. So he's played 4 times this year already.
He said, "Oh no."
Oh no, Todd. Hey, this is where I'm getting at. Top 10 finish plus 500 for Patrick Reed. Hot take of the week. Take it for what you want. I will have a small personal play on that. Take it for what you want. But he's gotten a 15, 55, 46, and then a missed cut. So I think everybody's off of him. And, he plays well when the courses are tough. You've seen it throughout his career, and somehow, some way, he's top 10. So that's my hot take of the week. Patrick Reed, top 10, plus 500. He will be in my player pool for DFS. Very, very, I think he's only projected to be 4% on. I think it's 3.69%. So, if I have 10% of him, I have incredible leverage on the field. If he sneaks in there, he's 8,800. Let's see what we can do here, Patrick Reed. Let's see. Don't let me down.
If he gets top 10, that's the greatest hot take of all time. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, shit. I'm putting him in my player pool strictly out of respect for Dot. I'm just saying, I've seen this so many damn times where nobody's saying a word about Patrick Reed, and then he throws up a top 10 finish and pisses me off. So I'm going to be ahead of it. I'm going to go ahead of it right now, and I'm going to put him in there. He's in my player pool, and if you make 20 lineups, throw him in 10% of them. You got some good leverage, or put him in 5%. You still got leverage on the field. All right.
Hey man, you'll win a lot if he plays well. So I mean, I see where you're coming from. So it's like I can't back it because I watched his round last week. This guy looks horrendous, but I see where you're coming.
You don't want to burn your money, exactly.
No, yeah, like no, thank you. I'd rather rip up $100 bill, So we'll see.
Oh no, I'm that's my hot take. I'm gonna go that. My hot take last week was Koepka missing the cut. I'm going to go back to this hot take, Patrick Reed, top 10. So as we go from there, we'll go right into the DFS world. We'll stay here for about 5 or 10 more minutes, depending on how many more questions we got. But the biggest value on the slate, I think, obviously besides Patrick Reed, is Jonathan Vegas. He's got a very, very good course history here, some good recent form, and I think at the Genesis he was 2% owned, and he got 55th. So I still think, if you want to take, a top 20 on him, I really, really like that. It's at plus 150. And then, ownership wise, he's at 12% at 8,500. So he's not crazy expensive, but he's not cheap because he is a pretty good play this week. But he is my best value play when it comes to DFS this week at 8,500. And I got a couple cheap guys that I like. Is Hayden Buckley. Very, very bad recent form. I think he's had a couple missed cuts in a row. Or a couple missed cuts. Then he came top 50 at Pebble Beach. But he plays well at these types of courses. So I'm going to go with Hayden Buckley at 6,600. So a little price discount there. And then the other one, I got a couple other ones, but I'm going to give this one out on the stream. It's the Ryan Armour at 6,600. So I'll give you two cheap guys that you guys can get some salary relief if you are playing DFS this week. You see his recent form here. So he's played at the Sony and he's played at AT&T 20th and 28th. So it's kind of like a mini Cameron Young, where only 1% ownership on both of those, and his salary has gone as a little bit down at 6,600. So if we get him projected under 2%, he's one of those guys just like Cameron Young. You get him in your lineup and he goes off, you're going to climb those leaderboards no matter how many. I had two people miss the cut last week in my lineup, and we still cashed in the single entry lineup. So if you have those 1-2% below 5% guys that can go off, I feel like this is a pretty good play here with Ryan Armour. Joey Pipe says, Max McGreevy, 6,000, has been terrible, but he has shown he can play on tour. Corn Ferry guy. Last guy I was bullish on this was Davis Riley. Max McGreevy.
I've seen McGreevy. I've seen that on Twitter. I don't know much about him, but I did know. Yeah, a little bit.
Max McGreevy. Pebble Beach. So he's miscut the last 4 tournaments, Joey. Last 4 tournaments he's missed. Hey, it's all about projection. So we're gonna project him. I'll throw him in my player pool just because Joey Pipes is on him. I like that. But you're gonna see in California he's gonna be sub 1% on. So you're playing this guy in ultimate high risk. You're never gonna play them in a cash game. You're never gonna play Ryan Armour. You're never gonna play Buckley. Those are high risk guys. So make sure you understand the difference there. If you're going to go into those high risk, those big GPPs where you want to win something, if one of these guys go off, a large player pool, these are those guys there. But the guys that I'm building around, so some chalk guys. So obviously Sanjay M at 11,000, very, very, very expensive, most expensive guy on the slate, but for good reason. And he's one of those guys, if you're playing cash games, you have to play him. For high risk, make sure you tier it. So you have some stars and scrubs. But Sanjay M, you should probably start your lineup with him. You should probably start your lineup with Billy Horschel. And if you don't want to go M, you can go, I would say switch him out with maybe a Lowry, maybe a Louis if you want to go that route. But I think M is I wouldn't say a ride-in, a lock, lock button or anything like that. But he's top dog for a reason. He's going to play this course very well.
Yeah.
So
I think it's as close as a lock right now as you can get, like in this tournament. I don't know why I'm so confident because it's going to bite me in the ass, but he's going to be top 10, I think.
Yep.
But what Joey Pipes just said, I like that pair, Louis, M, and McGreevy.
Louis, M, and McGreevy. That's a good definitely a high risk lineup there. Like I said, if you're going to do this, you're going to play M, you're going to need some salary relief. So you got McGreevy, you got Buckley, you got Armour. So those guys sub 7,000. Another guy that a lot of people have not talked about for DFS, which I'm surprised Teaser has not, because this is usually his guy. But KH Lee, I'm gonna go back on him for DFS. I'm gonna throw him in my player pool. 7,700 projected for less than 10% ownership. So it's another guy you're going to get some good value on. Has the ability to go low. Got very, very good recent form. 48. So his last five finishes: 33, 48, 63, 38, and 26. You know what you're going to get out of KH. You know exactly what you're going to get. So I'm gonna ride with him. He's a good value play this week, and he'll be in my player pool. A guy that I'm not going to necessarily build around, but definitely going to have a good amount of ownership. But like I said, my chalks are M, Horschel, and Lowry. Those are the three guys that I'm pretty much going to build around and put those cheap guys, stars and scrub lineup in between. So,
Yes.
Joey Pipes, thoughts on Sam Ryder? Let me look.
Hell yeah.
You like him, Teaser? You like him?
Yeah, I'm on his top 40, which is plus 150. Yeah, I think I mentioned him. He's been in great form, but yeah, I like him this week. I think he could be a good plug too. He's only 7.2.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's actually been in great form. He's been striking it well. He's been a sleeper for 26, 23rd. Yeah, he's been pretty good. Besides the Farmers, been all right. Yeah, I do like. He's had an 8th here last year, I believe. So yeah, I do like him in that 7 range. And then even there's a lot of 7s I like. I don't know if that will be good or not. I like Swafford there, Aaron Rye, Denny. They're all in the 7s. So I think there's a lot of pivots you can do this week. And then I think if we're going to go 6K range, like we were talking about with the McGreevy, I like Satoshi Kodaira.
There you go.
He's actually a pretty solid ball striker. So I think he's another guy you can maybe try to get out of. I don't know, really. I know some about him. I would have to look more into it, but that's kind of a name that sticks out for the 6K range. But
I'm just looking at that 7,000 range.
there's a lot of good names in there. I didn't even notice like that I like this week. It may not pay off, but I know there's 4 in there. I like Denny, Hudson, Aaron, and Ryder.
I was going to say, if you look back at the leaderboard from last year, a lot of these guys in the 7,000 range are up at the top of the leaderboard. So, you can end up going that route. Maybe go a little bit more balanced approach and play these guys. You play the 9,000s, play the 8,000s, and play the 7,000s instead. So that's another route that you could go. Camilo has been playing this course pretty well. You already saw Steele that was up there. We just talked about Sam Ryder, Aaron Rye. There's Chris Kirk that we are both on at 7,500. It's just some of those guys come with some good ownership, but you can Mackenzie Hughes, low 8,000s. So you definitely place to go is that middle, probably 8,400 and below to that 7,000. Joey Pipes, JT Austin, form bad, but I think this course fits him well. Let's see what he's at. JT Austin, 6,800. Projected for less than 2% ownership.
That's a tough one. Yeah,
It's one of those guys that are going to be high risk, high reward. He does have a top 30 finish at Phoenix Open, Waste Management, but he's missed a cut in between there. So you never know. Like you said, Joey says bad or form is bad, but could definitely be up there, and you can shoot low. He's set top 50 every single time that he's made the cut. He just has not made many cuts, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I hope you guys got some plays out of that for DFS, and we will both tweet out our cards. Any last words you want to give out before we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, so we got to finish with our top fade and top sleeper of the week.
All right.
So let's go top fade. Who's your top fade?
Oh God, my top fade of the week. Probably gonna be the guy who just won. I'm gonna go Neiman.
Yeah, you just stole mine. Yeah.
Well, okay. If that's yours, I'll go Fleetwood. I'll go Tommy.
Okay, yeah, that interchanges because we both. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll take Neiman. You take Fleetwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that for sure. Neiman or Fleetwood. We're both off of those. Hold on, real quick. Last one that I got for you is Koepka. We were off him last week. Is he motivated this week to play well?
Yeah, I think we talked about this, but like I'm off of him. I'm not even a big fan of him in the first place. So it's just like I don't even want to bet the guy. I really don't. I could see him playing like decent. I can see him playing poor. I mean, I'm just not touching him. I'm not doing it. So I don't know how you feel.
I'm gonna play him very small in my DFS. No bets for him. He's gonna be in the player pool, but man, at 10,100, God, that's tough to do for a guy that you don't know what you're gonna get out of. So, but I'll play him pretty small.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your? So we went fades. Who's your big sleeper this week?
Yeah, Joey said Reed over Koepka. Yeah, so we know your sleeper, Patrick Reed. That's a good one. I don't even know like who would be a sleeper. I mean, because everyone on Twitter, like people just like throw out same names, so I can't even like. I'm trying to think big sleeper that people haven't mentioned. I guess I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say sleeper. I'm gonna say. I don't know if he's a sleeper. I guess Chris Kirk. I mean, I've seen him a little bit. I mean, 70-1, but I guess that would be counted as a sleeper.
$7,500 on DFS. Yeah, definitely a sleeper for sure.
I think because I don't think Hughes is at this point. I was gonna say him, but I don't think he's a big sleeper. I would say Chris Kirk definitely.
Love it, and everybody knows what mine is. It's gonna be Patrick Reed.
All in on Reed.
all in on Reed now. I love it. God, I hope there's so many tickets that everybody posts of Reed plus 500 top 10 that just cash for us on Sunday. Oh,
dude, that would be insane.
Yeah.
You got to post that multiple times. I mean better than an outright maybe.
Sub 5% for a guy that we know can play at an elite level, especially when the course is tough. I'm gonna go with Reed. That's my sleeper of the week, and I'm taking his top 500. Or top 10 at plus 500. So, all right, enough about Patrick Reed. We're going to get up on out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week. I think it is the Arnold is next week.
Yeah, Arnold, and then we got Sawgrass coming up. It's a good stretch coming up.
We're hitting PGA, the great time of PGA here, and we will have more guests. So we are going to have a couple more guests that just come onto the stream as we progress throughout the season, as we get a little bit more popular with a lot of people, and know what we can provide to them and what they want to showcase their skills for PGA betting and DFS. So yeah, we'll have a couple more guys to come on the stream, and we'll go from there. So we'll tweet out our cards tonight, and we will get after it. So hope everybody cashes. See you guys.
Yeah, peace.